Red Bull's senior advisor, Helmut Marko, has revealed the team is planning major upgrades for the upcoming Italian Grand Prix as Ferrari and Red Bull look set to become entangled in a vicious battle to claim both the drivers' and constructors' trophies. The team is believed to have invested over $2 million towards shedding off 8 kilos of their RB18's weight, as Red Bull insists this single tweak will translate to a 0.2 advantage over rivals Ferrari. Marko expressed his worries about the Red Bull car being significantly over the weight limit as early as Barcelona testing, where he stated the only team being right on the 798 kilogram minimum is Alfa Romeo, and demanded the FIA raise the numbers significantly. But his demand is yet to be met. So, the Red Bull engineers were forced to get back to the drawing boards, tear the car to pieces, and sack anything that isn't contributing to added performance. Our car is definitely more difficult to tune, but we will lose some weight in Imola. That should give us a significant time advantage, Marko said, as he called Red Bull's latest challenger a prima donna. The Ferrari is a car that is always fast, in all conditions, regardless of temperature or tires. That shows the car is more good-natured. We have perhaps the more difficult car, a prima donna, but if you can get it right, the potential is there. Ferrari hit the ground running, resulting in a 41-point advantage in the standings over Red Bull as the team got both their drivers on the podium during the 2 weekends. And while Marko remained optimistic about the team's chances of championship success, Christian Horner admitted he is getting concerned about the Red Bull power unit. During the first 2 races, all 4 Red Bull-powered cars suffered major engine issues, forcing them to retire from the Grand Prix early. Of course, we're concerned about it, but I think first we have to understand what it is, he said. I think once all the strip-down has been done and we understand what the issue is, then, hopefully, fixes can be put in place, the Red Bull chief admitted before Marko joined in on the conversation as he evaluated the power deficit between the 4 engine manufacturers. Ferrari are ahead. Honda, or rather Red Bull powertrains, are second, and Mercedes, unusually, only third. Ferrari have an advantage, especially in electrical power, and that's where we hope Honda will follow suit, he said, before confirming he still hasn't written Mercedes off as rivals for the season. Chassis-wise, Mercedes have the most bounce. You can see that in the braking zone, how Hamilton's head wobbles back and forth. But I also think it's a question of time. If they can get rid of that, they can go to fine-tuning, Marko concluded. Verstappen came out victorious in Jeddah after a hard tactical battle with Leclerc, giving Red Bull its first race win of the season. "We succeeded with a wonderful pass," delighted Marko told the press. "That is Max. We know that he is expensive, but he is worth it. Thanks to our higher top speed, we managed to overtake the Ferrari, although it still happened with an incredible maneuver. With Max in the car, you can count on him to finish the job," the Austrian concluded. But the 1998 and 1999 Formula One world champion, MIKA HÄKKINEN, believes it will be the car that decides which of the 2 teams brings a championship trophy back to their base this year. It's brilliant to see Ferrari and Red Bull so closely matched, so the question is now to see which of them can develop their car more quickly. The development race from Monday to Saturday will really determine who wins on Sunday. To win by half a second after 300 kilometers of racing shows just how close their battle is, said the thrilled Häkkinen, reflecting on the last race before admitting to being shocked with Mercedes. Mercedes have a significant set of problems to fix if they are to catch up with Red Bull and Ferrari, said the Finn. They need to do it quite quickly, because the top 2 teams will be pushing so hard on their own development. It was very strange to see the Mercedes cars starting 6th and 16th in Saudi Arabia, with Lewis Hamilton clearly unhappy with the setup of his car, he concluded. After battling Mercedes all season long last year, 2022 was boiling up to be another season during which the intense rivalry continues. But Mercedes' inability to consistently fight in the front of the pack resulted in Red Bull being matched with a different opponent this year in the form of Ferrari. Marko has been very outspoken about enjoying battling Ferrari far more than Mercedes and reckons things won't escalate as quickly as with Mercedes. "It's a new rivalry," he said. "I think it's better to fight with Leclerc and Ferrari than with Mercedes. It is now more on a sporting level. I know we've only had 2 races, but I don't think it will escalate as much as it did with Mercedes," Marko admitted. Leclerc and Verstappen indulged in a feisty duel as the pairing was exchanging the race lead with each lap. But the 2022 season brought us a very different type of defending for one's position, as the DRS played a major role in both Bahrain and Saudi. Leclerc seems to have found his new favorite hobby, being tactically slowing down in front of the DRS detection zone just before the start of the main straight, which allowed him to sweep past Verstappen in Bahrain. Max fell for the trick again in Jeddah, but this time he learned quickly, so he set out to serve Leclerc his own favorite recipe on the next lap, which saw an iconic moment of both drivers locking up heavily as they both squeezed the brake pedal to the ground in the effort to get the benefit of DRS down the straight. It worked once, and then the second time. He understood, so he braked very early, and then there was a bit of a mess. But I think it was fun, cheerful Leclerc said following the race. The DRS is so powerful, you could see that there was a game of cat and mouse going on between the drivers, where they'd actually brake to a point that they actually accelerated into the corner, Horner said, as he believes the rules should be changed. I think maybe we should look at where that DRS detection zone is for future years. You definitely want to avoid being in that situation. But the Red Bull chief went on to praise the rule makers within the FIA, who carefully constructed the new regulations with the aim of closer racing. And Horner believes it's abundantly clear the regulations followed through on the promise, as he had heaps of praise for the FIA officials led by Ross Brawn. I think the really encouraging thing about these regulations is that in the last two races, we've seen Charles and Max pass each other about 10 times, which we haven't seen in previous seasons, Horner added. It's been great racing. Another fantastic race there between the two teams. Of a sample of two, you'd have to say it's a big tick in the box for the ability to follow closely and race wheel to wheel. It's been outstanding. So, how did the two drivers feel about their battle? It was a tough and crazy race today, Verstappen told reporters. I had a lot of fun battling with Charles again. I really enjoyed it, and it's not easy to get past him. Patience is always key, especially if you want to fight for the championship, Max concluded before Charles joined the chat. Although I'm disappointed to lose the victory so late in the race, it feels good to be fighting for wins again, admitted Leclerc. Max was fast in the straights, and I was fast in the corners. You have to play on your strengths as much as possible when it's this tight. I regained my position twice, but the third time, it did not work out. I could have possibly had another opportunity if it weren't for the yellow flag at the end of the race, but that's part of the game. It was a really fun battle, summed up Leclerc, who had to be delighted there was no incident on the race this time. But we want to know what you guys think. Do you think Red Bull will suffer from reliability this year? Can you see them beating Ferrari this season? And do you think Mercedes will join the title charge? Let us know in the comments down below. We've let YouTube decide which video you would enjoy watching next the most based on your own unique watching habits and preferences. Let's see if they are right.